I'm normally not a heavy user of makeup, but the other day when I came back from a field visit, I double cleansed my face. Wanna know why? Hang around for the answer. Hello and welcome to the Lab Coat. I am Shankar Prasad and here we talk about chemistry and the world of skincare. And here's why I double cleansed. I was outside the whole day in a rather polluted area of Mumbai, and when I came back, I could see almost black stuff stuck on my face, and it required a cleansing balm to get the oily stuff out and then our face wash to cleanse the rest of it out. And here's where I started thinking, let us talk to people about pollution and its impact on the skin. It goes beyond just that little bit of blackness that you see on your face when you come back from a hard day out, or the little bit of tan that you see when you roam around out in the sun. We need to understand what happens to our skin when it's exposed to pollution outside. There's a lot of talk about AQI these days, and if you're wondering what AQI is, it is Air Quality Index. And just like any index, like a Sensex is an index of stocks, it comprises of a bunch of things which together come to one number. The AQI is actually a composition of a lot of things, pollutants in the air, composed into one number that you and I can relate to instead of giving you 5 or 6 different numbers. So AQI of 20 or 50 or 100, it's got a weightage of certain types of pollutants in the air that tell you how polluted or otherwise the air is. Now, what is pollution really? Is it just the dhua that you see around you? Is it the gases that prevent healthy breathing or healthy respiration? What is pollution really? Pollution really you can break down into two things. One is PM, the other is gaseous pollutants. PM is nothing but particulate matter. Anything that is a particle, that's a solid. Oftentimes these are solids you can't see. So that's why you say PM 2.5. 2.5 means particulate matter which are lower than 2.5 microns in diameter. Now that's the kind of stuff that goes inside and gets inhaled into our system and the lungs, and that's where we need to worry about PM 2.5 that much. So that's one bunch of pollutants which is particulate matter. The other bunch of pollutants is things you absolutely cannot see, just like the oxygen in the atmosphere. You have ozone, you have carbon monoxide, you have nitrogen dioxide, and you have sulfur dioxide. Now let's break this down into what they can do for your skin and what you need to do to remain healthy in spite of all the pollution that's unfortunately around us. To look at a very oversimplified way of understanding your skin, think of 3 things in your skin just to begin with. The proteins, the lipids, which is the fatty stuff in the skin, and then the DNA, which is inside every cell in our body and therefore in our skin too. Now, what pollution unfortunately does is impacts all 3. It impacts the proteins in your skin, which are the binding blocks of your skin, the lipids, which is the stuff that fills up and keeps moisture retained on your skin, for example, and then there's a DNA in our skin which allows the skin to do everything from growing hair to growing melanin, producing melanin to hence creating pigmentation and so on. So there's a lot of stuff that gets impacted together when it comes to pollution on skin. Now, particulate matter we discussed is just solid stuff, say for example soot, which can get deposited onto your skin. Now the impact that these things have on your skin is beyond just the particulate stuff that is there, not just the carbon in the soot, for example, because these things are like carriers. So they absorb a lot of things onto their surface and carry all that into our skin. Now what this does is when it starts disturbing the protein structure of your skin, that's when you have problems like weakened barrier on your skin, for example. When it starts disturbing the lipid structure on your skin, you'll start having dryness as a problem. When it starts disturbing the DNA in your skin, you can, for example, have your melanocytes getting triggered into producing more melanin, therefore you have more pigmentation and dark spots. And guess what? Adding to the fun of all of this is sunlight. UV acts as a catalyst to many of these reactions. So therefore, when we say you need to protect your skin from the sun, it's not just the UV, it's all that's happening on your skin that gets accelerated by the presence of UV on your skin. So in a nutshell, and I don't intend to scare you here, this is real science behind this. Pollution along with UV can lead to everything that we don't want happening on our skin, which is dryness, dullness, pigmentation, and so on. Now, we can't do much about the pollutants. We definitely can do something about the UV, and I don't need to tell you what it is, which is to use good sunscreen whenever you are exposed to the sun. But what else can you do to protect your skin from the impact of pollution, especially as it begins to increase during the winter months that we have in this country? But unfortunately, I've seen the AQI progressively drop even in the relatively cleaner months of the year. Okay, so how do you make sure that your skin is not impacted by stuff around you that you don't have control on, which is the pollutants? I will break this down into 3 buckets of things you can do. The first is prevent, the second is protect, the third is repair. Easy to understand. Prevent what you can prevent, protect if you're getting exposed to, repair if you've gotten exposed to. Easy way to remember: prevent, protect and repair. Prevent is easy. Don't step out if it's polluted. That's something we all are doing. Install air purifiers at home, which a lot of people are unfortunately having to do. Just wrap your face up with a scarf if you're going out into a very, very polluted area of the city, for example, like I did the other day. The first step there is prevention. The second is protection. The best way to protect your skin is A, sunscreen, B, use barrier caring ingredients like ceramides, which keep your skin barrier intact and strong enough to resist the impact of the particulate matter and gaseous pollutants that try to enter your skin. So protecting your skin means keeping your skin barrier really, really strong. And for that, you need to use the right set of ingredients. Make sure you're maintaining pH balance on your skin. Refer to our first episode if you want to understand more about pH balance. Ensure that you are caring for the outermost layer of your skin, which is the barrier of your skin, with ceramides, with moisturizers that make sure that your skin has the right mantle to protect against the influx of pollutants on your skin. The third, in case your prevent and protect has not worked, and it's impossible, especially with the atmosphere around us. I can't go around shielding physically from everything that's around me. What I definitely need to do is help the body repair itself. Now, as we discussed in earlier episodes, our human body is a wonderful thing. It has mechanisms. It's not as if we are all helpless. It has mechanisms to deal with stuff that is thrown at it every single day. And evolutionarily, we have evolved to that position. However, stuff that we are putting out into the atmosphere as human beings, that's something we have not been exposed to in terms of evolution. So all the particulate matter, all the ozone, all the nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, volatile hydrocarbons, all of that that's entering our skin has no history. And therefore, I need to do something to protect myself from within and from the outside to help the skin and the body repair itself once these things enter my system. The way to do that, again, break it down into stuff you can consume and stuff you can apply. Consume lots of vegetables. Grandmother was always right. Your mom is right. Those vegetables have a place in our diet. Get rid of some carbs. Get more vegetables going. Get more fruits going. Get more fruit juices going. Whatever makes the thing work for you. Ensure you have enough colored substances in your food, not just the whites and the browns. Colored substances are naturally rich in antioxidants like carotene, which help your body fight all this from inside, not just from a skin POV, but overall from a body point of view. But when it comes specifically to skin, ingredients like green tea, goji berry, sea buckthorn, there's a bunch of antioxidants out there. Vitamin C, by the way, and vitamin E are also excellent antioxidants. All they do is prevent the degradation of your skin when the reactive oxygen species ROS are formed when the pollutants enter on skin. So these antioxidants go fight those ROSs and ensure that your skin balance is retained. So the interesting thing about pollution is that it's something you can't see. It does a lot of damage to your body and to your skin, but there are ways and means to deal with it if you know the science behind all of this. Thanks for watching. This is Shankar Prasad in another episode of The Lab Coat, and I hope to see you soon. Until then, we have chemistry.